What is up, guys? Welcome to another Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes video. I have one of my best buddies, Dagger, on the video today, and we are here to talk about Grand Arena Championships. Gear 13, some of the things that we were talking about beforehand with certain characters to put it on were absolutely amazing. Dagger, what were you saying about Chewie and Han?
Oh, yeah. So basically, before this started, I was talking with Thunder about convince me not to Gear 13 CLS, Chewbacca, and Han Solo first. Right? Convince me not to. Because I'm just like looking at their pieces, and it's just really silly how much this matters.
And most people will automatically they have Jedi Knight Revan, Darth Revan will go, well, obviously we want to Gear 13 them first. I have Han Solo on the screen here, okay? I need one piece to get him to actually finish to Gear 12 plus, and I'm probably going to do that. You get plus 8 speed, by the way. 8 speed is nothing to, that's a big deal. Plus 1,000 physical damage, plus 55 armor penetration, and plus 23% potency. Convince me that this is not going to be the highest offensive team in the game. CLS, Raid Han, and Chewie. And I will quickly go look at Chewie, and I will show you the piece that is going to be on Chewbacca. Again, I don't have him all finished with the Gear 12. Yep, go ahead.
The only downside is then you look at his piece, and you're just like, crap, I have to remod because he's not going to get guarded anymore.
Absolutely. Okay, so Chewie, Chewie's power cell injector plasma, very cool. By the way, I like the way that the graphic looks. It kind of looks like a suction cup for some reason, but plus 8 speed, plus 625 physical damage, plus 300 physical critical chance, plus 5% tenacity, plus 5% health steal. Dagger brought up a point before this, before we started the video, which is absolutely fantastic. First of all, my how to mod videos are going to have to change, and I have no problem with that because I like producing the content. And second of all, you're no longer, especially on like CLS, you're no longer going to need a potency cross. I'll quickly go to CLS. Critical chance with some of these characters, we always said mod with crit damage, critical chance, offense, critical chance, no longer necessary if you have these pieces on them. Okay, so
you may still want some secondaries, but I'm not 100. That you need like a crit chance triangle or a crit chance set anymore. Some
exactly.
Still will like your special damage dealers like Grandmaster Yoda, right? Because their crit chance is like so low just to begin with.
Absolutely.
But your physical damage dealers like Raid Han, you probably first of all he didn't need crit chance to begin with because his crit chance when he's guarded is like already 102.
And when he gets a buff out there, it's up anyway. So yeah.
Yeah. And then you have like needed crit chance because he had kind of a low crit chance. But yeah.
And I'm looking at the
Ionic. We're gonna have to learn how to remod our characters.
And actually, I'm okay with that. I am looking at the power cell injector here, Ionic, and look at this. This is CLS, okay? 1,500 health, 200 agility, 8 speed, 230 physical damage, 100 armor penetration, 30% potency, and 12% tenacity.
For the record, that 30% potency is a 6E potency cross. So if you were curious to how good that was.
Yeah, okay, yeah. And a lot of people, for other characters you're going to need this on that are specifically potency-based, I happen to have my CLS modded with offense in the cross anyway. And I've switched out with potency, stuff like that. I've talked about that. But like he said, 6E, you're adding a 6E mod of potency, and that's only one stat that has been added inside of that new Gear 13 piece. And I should say it's Gear 12 final.
And not to mention that this brings you up to Gear 12, which means the speed set is now going to be, plus 12 speed Gear Tune or whatever.
Okay, let's actually talk about that because that is a few things that a few people don't realize, and even I didn't for the longest time. So when we have the speed sets on a character, I'm going to look at a character right now that I have a speed set on. I'm just going to look at Darkside Bastila, for example, because I know I have my best speed set on her. And when you get her to Gear 12, okay, all of the speed stats from the speed mods, the plus 10% for 4 speed mods is based off of what she gets at Gear 12, correct?
The last completed gear level.
Okay, yeah, okay, the last completed gear level, which would be Gear 11 in this case.
Well, no, Gear 12.
Okay.
Yeah, completing Gear 11 to get to Gear 12.
Exactly. Okay, so when you complete Gear 12 to get to Gear 13, all of this extra speed that is being added from these other mod pieces here. Okay, so you're getting +6, +6, +8. That's 20 extra speed is going to be calculated into that 10%, correct?
Yep.
So speed is, not only are you getting the +8 speed, you're getting more speed if you have a speed set on a character, because that's being calculated into your total. And that's almost a different video, the complexities of how that works when you have to finish a gear level for it to be calculated into the 10% speed. But I mean, I am totally pumped about this, and I have a feeling that this is a very black and white scenario where people either absolutely love this like I do, or people think this is stupid, I'm going to quit the game because of this. Where do you think more people lay in this situation?
I think if they care about, I think if Gear 13 matters to them, they've been playing long enough where they probably won't quit. If they didn't quit over Malik and, you know, if they haven't quit already, I mean,
that's true. Because I've been thinking in my head, what are ways to get some of the players that, you know, decided to quit back into the game? And some people are never going to return.
I think it was the TB. I think it was the TB.
You took the words out of my mouth. I think this Dark Side Territory Battles is going to do that. And Grand Arena Championship. Go ahead.
If you want to get a partial chub, you can go ahead and look at R2's extra piece. I know he's near to your heart.
Yeah, he is very dear to my heart. Okay, here, we're going to look at, oh my gosh. This is a power cell injector, plasma. By the way, I'm getting very excited. Plus 3,600 health, plus 367 tactics, plus 8 speed, plus 55 resistance penetration, plus 10% potency, plus 5% health steal. So much of that is going to be transferred over with his number crunch. Oh my gosh, dude. Like, oh, I'm almost speechless. But let's also talk about what we talked about earlier, how not every Gear 12 finisher piece requires the same components, which is absolutely brilliant on their part, because you're not going to have...
Except Cryotex.
Except Cryotex, yes, which will become more, I think, of it, especially with the new currency and stuff like that. And I hate them the way it is. And actually right now, whenever I have to put a Cryotech on a character, I actually purchase it from the the shipments. I never farm them, ever. So... I like, besides that piece, being able to farm and not go, okay, well, now I have to go to Han Solo, now I have to go to Chewbacca, and obviously there are going to be a few characters that have the same piece, but being able to diversify and work on a few more characters at once when you're farming nodes is it's a brilliant idea by them, and I think it's really going to keep people's interest even more, because they're like, wow, I can progress a little bit quicker. So, yeah, cannot wait to be able to get some of these pieces on them. And as Dagger said, I am very interested in you're looking at all this extra offense and some of these hard-hitting characters. Let's talk about the Grievous in the droid rework real quickly. Where do you stand on this?
I mean, they're better.
Yeah.
I don't know what you want me to say.
That TLDR.
I'll hold off on building the team until I'm going to hold off on building the team until I see exactly what they can do at Gear 13 versus other Gear 13 tunes, because I feel like he has to be Gear 13 to be like good enough to use, I guess, is the word I'll use.
And what that is an excellent point, because right now, even with the rework, is Grievous one of the top 5 teams in the game? No, he's not.
He might be close.
Yes, very close, exactly. But will getting him to Gear 13 instead of, putting that Gear 13 on a CLS team or a Jedi Knight Revan team or Darth Revan team, is he still going to be able to compete? I'm going to want to put these pieces on teams that are going to compete for me in the top areas of the game first. And which goes with any situation in life, I'm going to see how things work out with other people, and then go, you know what? I think this works out well. We'll see how it goes. Because, I know Arnold is going to put a Gear 13 piece on Grievous right away. So I'll be able to, we'll be able to figure that out. But it does make me question my Zeta, and stuff like that. And I'm going to be doing a video when these new characters come out on the new Zetas. So anyways, with the Grievous rework 2.0, and the, Magna Guard, stuff like that, becomes a much better character. By the way, it's going to be much easier to get Padme next time around if you have these characters. In fact, I think, this is me speaking 100%, that if Grievous would have been released this way, when he came out, it would have been another Chewie meta, where we had Chewbacca come out and he was the meta for about 3 weeks, and I loved it. That was my favorite meta. I'm going to actually make a video on that. Was the CLS Raid Chewie meta with R2 and then 3PO at a time. Grievous, with the current rework that he just got, would have been able to take out Jedi Knight Revan teams. Okay? Most likely, if you had things modded correctly and stuff like that. That would have completely nullified the Darth Revan that came out. They wanted Darth Revan CG to be the thing. You have to have him to beat Jedi Knight Revan. You know, it's going to be really hard to compete without him and Malik. And that's why they held this Grievous rework out for this long, the second rework of Grievous, as I call it, because they didn't want him to be a 3-week meta and for people to get disappointed. And now he becomes much more viable in all aspects of the game, like he would have then, which is understandable. But I have a feeling a new meta is going to be on the horizon within the next few months. Well, 3 months is actually when new meta is probably transfer through within a month or two, and I'm excited about that because my least favorite meta in the game is the Darth Revan meta, even more so than a Jedi Knight Revan, and some people think I'm crazy, but
they're both bad, but for a different reason.
Yes, I agree with that. So, Grand Arena Championships, very, very interesting here. In fact, I got to collect my fleet rewards. I didn't do my fleet battles today. I'm going to go in here. Are you ready to rise to the next challenge? Check back soon to join the championship. Quick opinion, since we really don't have it out yet, on your thoughts on Grand Arena Championships.
Huge fan.
Huge
I
fan.
especially love what they did with the store. They tiered the store. That's fantastic.
It is absolutely fantastic. So I'm going to go into this right now, and I'm going to go into the store, which is right here, by the way, and they've tiered the store. So, and what he means by that is if you get to the, there's chromium, bronzium, iridium, kyber, all of these different tiers that you get to by competing in the championships. And you get to unlock these pieces once you get to a certain amount of those tiers. Like right now, I have pieces, well, everybody is in the same boat as me because we haven't done any. You can get the all the basic pieces you can get in other aspects of the game right now. And, oh, by the way, for 300 championship currency, I can get 20 power flow control chips. Now, obviously, I'm not going to spend it on that, but that's what he means by tiered, and this is very cool. And and then there's the Chirotech stuff right there too, and we're going to have to see how it works out. But adding this small level of sophistication to the game, which is also going to promote people to play the event and get interested, is going to be big for them. Dark Side Territory Battles coming out soon. And what do you think about, you've looked at the kits for Wat Tambor, and Geonosian Brood Alpha kit was just released. What are your opinion on these characters, and do you think they're going to be dynamic in more areas of the game than just territory battles?
I have no idea, but Brood Alpha's getting my next Zeta.
Funny, because one of the videos I did recently was, what Zeta should I do? And
Wat Tambor looks nuts, except I don't have a team for him.
Okay, and see, that's the thing. I actually am going to be able to have the team available that it suggests, but I don't know if that's going to be the team to use with him. But choosing between the two characters, Brood Alpha looks amazing, and I love the idea of a summoner in the game, so it's going to be a tough choice in that sense.
The Geos just look like a ton of fun. Like, I don't even know if the team's going to be good, but I've talked with a few people about this, and I made the decision when Malik came out that I'm going to play this game my way. So I'm farming Geos right now because I want to use Geos. And when the next meta comes out, I'll decide if I want to farm that team.
And this is such a valid point for everybody that I've talked about. Guys, play the game the way you want to play the game. And I know a majority of people, well, in some sense, want to be able to compete. We all do. But I was blessed. I got Malik. But after that, I probably should have been farming Jedi Knight Anakin's Starship, which I haven't done, and I feel bad because I think it's going to be necessary for the negotiator. I went to clones. Now, clones I knew were going to be important for territory battles, but I also wanted to farm them because I like clones. I like their storyline. I like all of this extra stuff about them, and I enjoyed working on their farm. And actually, yesterday, I was in a territory war battle, and I used I have Shock T at 4 stars, and I used Shock T, Cody, Clone Sergeant, Fives, and Echo. And I faced a Gear 12 Kira team. Now note, all of my clones you can see here on the screen are at Gear 12, except for Shock T, which is at Gear, I think she's at 10. And it was a Gear 12 Gear 12 Kira team. And it didn't have Nest. And I went in thinking, I'm going to just experiment with this. I didn't have many teams left. See how it does. I won. I was so excited. I'm like, I can't believe I wasn't filming this and recording this. So that's big for that. I'm also working on finishing the droids right now. And the game is in a very, very good place, in my opinion. 4 weeks ago, I made a video saying I didn't think it was in a good place. And that changed dramatically. What other things do you want to talk about, Dagger?
Well, kind of going back to the GA store, I'm a little, I'll use the word skeptical. I see that they're selling 6E mod salvage. And that leads me to think that we may not be getting mod salvage for winning. And that makes me sad, because I don't want to have to farm this. I free.
So, a question then, and maybe this is something I missed. Are we going to be rotating between regular Grand Arena and Grand Arena championships?
No, I don't believe so. I believe we are now just going to be doing Grand Arena championships.
Full time. Okay, interesting.
Also, convince me that you shouldn't put a Gear 13 piece on Nest.
Okay,
plus
let's
200
go take
agility,
a look at Nest.
plus 8 speed, plus 203 physical damage, % health steal.
Power cell injector fusion, like you said right here. Oh my gosh. More health steal? I mean, this... I remember when...
And the equivalent of 3 bayonets.
Yes! 3 bayonets, he's saying, guys. Think of that.
Well, no, 2 bayonets. 2 bayonets.
Well,
bayonets 120.
Yes, but when you're adding a bunch of other stuff up to it. So, I remember when, Gear 12 came out. And at the time, and... then I remember when I was like, okay, I'm going to work on this slowly and stuff like that. And I did. And a Gear 11 team could beat a Gear 12 team, especially with mods. Mods made a huge difference no matter where you were at. Gear 12 Plus came. You you had to be very close to Gear 12, but a Gear 11 team, if modded correctly, could still beat a Gear 12 Plus team. It was a lot harder. Do you think any Gear 11 teams or Gear 12 teams with just a few pieces are going to be able to compete with a fully finished Gear 12, Gear 13 character?
I think all the soft counters are out the window.
Excellent point. Soft counters will be gone.
I think Gear 12 hard counters will still be able to beat Gear 13 teams.
Mm-hmm.
Don't quote me on that, right? But
yes.
I think that it will still be possible. JTR is still going to be able to beat Crew.
Yes, absolutely.
I don't think Gear 13 is going to change. It'll make it harder, but I think you'll still be able to. I think what this does is, like I said, one of the reasons I was telling you before, and I don't know if I said at the beginning of the video, but convince me not to just Gear 13 the Rebel trio, because now they're going to be able to beat Darth Revan and Jedi Knight Revan more consistently.
Yes, absolutely. And I'm.
It's either that or Night Sisters, but my Night Sisters aren't finished, right? And those are probably the 2 best teams in the game to look at.
Yes.
Night Sisters are one of the best teams all around in the game. I know I dog on them because I think they're an awful defensive team, and I still think they're an awful defensive team.
I had Nest, but still.
I think they're good in raids. 6-ing them. What are you gonna like? This is gonna make things like Deathstorm and P4 just so much easier.
Absolutely.
They can already with great mods they can solo the heroic AAT raid, and now they'll probably just be able to do it easier. Right.
Potentially on auto.
They're going to be less good, I think, in P. Well, I think that when you're looking at teams, you want to Gear 13 right away, unless you want to just hoard it all and wait for all the whales to figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be like CLS, JTR. I don't even know if I'd Gear 13 Darth Revan because he's not usable in any of the raids.
No.
I'm not saying you shouldn't. I'm just saying when you're looking at where to put your first pieces, this is where you should look. What teams do I use everywhere?
Exactly. Not only in Squad Arena, territory battles, territory wars, raids, Grand Arena championships. And that is something that I'm going to expand on further in other videos. Now, with this Gear 13, how is this going to affect ships?
That's the other reason I was trying to say, convince me to not just do it to Han and Chewie.
Because of the Falcon.
Right?
Yes.
Like GK should be one of your next ones too, right? Like when you're looking at when you're looking at these tunes and you're looking at who to do, man, the list gets real short when you look at the tunes that are used everywhere. It's like the JTR, it's the Han and Chewie, like GK if his capital ship is meta. Don't quote me on this, but I don't think GK is going to be the meta ship. I think it's going to be the ship he gets that's going to be the meta ship
that he's needed to unlock, which will be like Grievous's Malevolence or something like that.
Yeah. So I'm not going to put any eggs into the GK basket right away.
Mm-hmm.
Not that you can't, but like
no, exactly. It's and that's a good point for everybody to kind to listen to and figure out, because looking at a Padme team, which I may potentially put more Zetas on eventually. I'm going to click on Anakin right now, and I'm going to look at what his gear. I just have these guys at Gear 12. I don't even have many other Gear 12 pieces on him. He's going to be gaining strength, speed, physical damage, physical critical chance, and potency. The damage-dealing characters, the physical damage-dealing characters, what I've seen big time here, I haven't looked through all of them, honestly, are going to be getting major boosts in damage output. Now I'm going to go to Grandmaster Yoda, and I'm going to look what his piece is. And he gives him plus 8 speed, plus 100 special damage. Okay, that's big. Plus 50 armor, plus 50 resistance penetration, plus 100 special critical chance, and plus 5% potency. Now, this is a great piece for Grandmaster Yoda, but it's not what Chewie's, Han's, or CLS is.
I would almost argue his might be one of the more important ones for Jedi Knight Revan, because this makes him no longer squishy.
It is very good for him defensively. That is a great point.
Yeah, not dying to your opponent's Revan mark is he.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm going to click on Jedi Knight Revan right here, and I'm going to look at his special damage, resistance, critical chance, speed, extra potency. So really, this is what happens when new stuff comes in the game, comes out in the game like this. It eventually will all be figured out, because whales are going to start putting these pieces on characters and stuff like that, and then we're going to kind of follow what they do, or like Dagger said, you can follow your own path. But I am really close with him of putting my first Gear 13 pieces on Han, Chewie, and CLS, and going into battle with my R2 that has combat analysis and number crunch, and having him with an extra piece, and watching them tear through teams that don't even get a chance to go, like they did with Traya when Chewie came out, which was one of my favorite things ever. So, completely changes the game.
I also think this disproportionately hurts some teams like the Tri, who are predicated on, we'll call it, control.
Yes.
Right. They're built around lasting a long time and controlling you out of the game.
Yeah, isolate and then annihilate with nihilists and stuff like that.
I think teams like that. I was just looking at the pieces they were going to get, and like their pieces aren't quite as good because they're all kind of just support characters.
Mm-hmm.
I think this is gonna hurt teams like that. Like when everyone gets to Gear 13, right? So like imagine you with a perfect test account and you have all the Gear 13 tunes and you're just bashing them against one another.
Yeah.
I think this is going to benefit the damage dealers and the tanks. Or it's going to help. Well, of course it's going to help health pools. Look at the Gear 12 people.
Yeah.
Right. It's going to help damage dealers. Han gets plus 1,000 offense. I have an offense arrow. I have an offense arrow and offense cross on Han. 1,000 physical offense.
He said that so loud the mic even cut out. 1,000 physical offense. Let's put it that way. And let's get it right. I still claimed in one of the recent videos that Han's one of the biggest damage dealers in the game the way it is. Oh my gosh. I'm
and
looking
Han's
at.
gonna lock in that health pool too, so he's gonna be less squishy, right? Like,
Yep. Absolutely. Oh my! I'm looking at Thrawn here, and I'm trying to determine what the effects will be on a character like Grand Admiral Thrawn, because he is your
you're doing it for the speed.
exactly, like, because he's a control character like you talked about with Traya and stuff like that in that team because of the fracture. And you're doing this because he gets plus 100 tactics, plus 83 special damage, plus 100 resistance penetration, plus 300 critical chance, plus 5% health steal. Do any of us use Thrawn because of his damage? He can do pretty good, decent damage with his basic, actually, and he's able to stun. But you are using him to swap turn meter, cleanse with the swap of turn meter, and fracture. So the only reason to put this extra piece, in my opinion, on Thrawn is because of the 8 speed. Your thoughts?
Well, I was just say, well, it's plus 10 speed because you have a speed set on it. And you're locking in the other 12. So you're putting it on it for plus 10 speed, and this is speculation, so you can add that little disclaimer. I don't think you're going to Gear 13 someone like Thrawn 7 until D mods. That's what the next one is. 6D mods, which you'll need your Tunes Gear 13 to put your mods on.
When do you think that's going to come?
I don't know. They mentioned mods 2.0 at Celebration, so probably this fall, winter. I don't know.
And then when are we gonna go to level 90 and stuff like that? But anyways, we're just gonna enjoy. let's stay excited. Let's keep saying yes.
Okay, one question for you.
Yes.
13 is out and we're all excited, right?
Yep.
Would you have still rather had level 90?
Yes.
Same here. 100% in my mind, I'd rather have had level 90.
Yes.
I was just kind of curious.
No, we're excited because we're looking at it and seeing what it can do, but I much rather would have had level 90.
Yeah.
And, and you know, it's weird thinking about that, and we will get there at someday and what else they would add with that. But we have what we have, and it's something different. And we've kind of asked for something different, and I cannot wait to see how the game progresses forward. And is this going to make the game even more pay-to-play than it is now? What do you think?
Yes.
Yes, I thought the same thing, and that's an unfortunate thing because I still want to be able to have...
But
yes.
I think that this is... I don't want to call it a limited paywall.
Yep.
This is not like the Malik paywall where you spend your $300 and you collect 500 crystals for 3 months.
Yes.
Right? This is a paywall where you're going to have to still jump through hoops to get it for the most part. Right?
Yes.
They'll probably come out with packs where you can buy it.
Yep.
But I mean, usually what they've done previously is you can buy it once or whatever, right? But this isn't like Gear 12 Plus where you can just go to a bad guild and just murk their heroic Sith to get first place.
Absolutely.
Right? You actually have to win in GA.
Yep.
Win in GA.
Yep.
And you have to be in a guild that's focused on the GOTB.
That's important, and it's going to cause a fracture of some of the current guilds.
I mean, full disclosure, I'm now playing with Scotty and Paul from the Escape podcast.
Mm-hmm.
I moved guilds, not for GOTB. It was for other reasons, some personal and some game-related.
Yep.
But I wanted to take a small step back pond as opposed to being one of the top 3 rosters in my guild.
Yes. And that's going to help you go further. And I'm looking at the Gear 12 mega bundles right now, $99 for 3 Gear 12 pieces, 8 Omegas, and 2,500 crystals.
I'm waiting for Warriors, should I buy it thing? I'm not going to, but I'm waiting for Warriors, is this a good deal?
Is it worth it? Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, and we...
All I got to say is give bundle. The one had 10 Carbantes, 10 Droid Callers, and Omega.
Say that again. You cut out for a second.
Oh, I said, give me that $8 bundle.
Oh yes, absolutely.
Give me that once a week. I'll give you $8 every week for that.
Yeah, they would. I think a lot of people would. I think they'd make a lot of money.
I'm not shy to say that I spend on this game. Whatever.
Yes, I obviously I do too. That's.
I just don't have any bad Zetas, Mister. I have 2 Zetas on my Aura Sing.
That's true, and I kind of did that because I thought that I kind of did that because I thought that it would make Phase 3 of the Sith raid let's put it this way. I put the cart before the horse.
Actually, that's not true. I put the Zeta back on Finn, and that was stupid. But whatever. I have one.
Yes. You only have one. I have two, and I put two Jangas.
The difference is mine might be good this fall.
Absolutely.
And yours
won't be
still
good
won't.
No, it will be good for nothing. In fact, I put two Zetas on Django right when he came out, thinking...
But those aren't wasted. Those actually aren't wasted.
They're not wasted, but I would actually have them on different characters if I had the choice. I would much rather have one of those on Karth right now.
Wait, you don't have Karth Zetaed?
No.
Wait, seriously?
I'm serious. I don't have Karth Zetaed.
Oh, buddy.
and this is the
choose
issue
my next Zeta.
I did the choose my next Zeta, and I still have it right here, by the way. And it says, let me know who I want a Zeta. I had between wait for the future characters, and then we'll do this again. I said, and then name some of these other characters that would be important. Karth got 4 votes, and the people that said Karth were, you have to do this. It completely gives you a new team in Grand Arena and Territory Wars that becomes viable. It's a single Zeta that makes a whole new team. I went, okay. Then I had 12 people say, do Ahsoka Tano Padawan Ahsoka Tano, because she's going to help with your Padme team. Big time. She's going to be able to counter or assist all the time, and she dispels when she assists. Okay, I could see that. But to make a Padme team absolutely dominant, I would need to, put a Zeta on GK, which I'm going to do at some point in time anyway. I have Padme Zetaed, but I didn't want to have to invest a ton of Zetas and save up and do that, because usually when I'm focusing on a team, if I focus on the Padme team, I'm going to Zeta Anakin, even though I think it's a stupid Zeta, and I'm going to Zeta General Kenobi, and there is 3 months of time with 4 Zetas or whatever down the tubes. And then I had 15 people that said wait for the new characters, which could all, Brood Alpha, Wat Tambor, and
what was the highest vote for a tune that you have now?
Ahsoka.
Put it on Ahsoka right now.
Why?
Because you told people to vote on what your next Zeta is going to be.
Okay, I did, and this is fair if you watch the whole video. and now, yes, I will. And then
put it in the title. Put it in the title that you're going to Zeta your Ahsoka. That you're going to Zeta. You're going to follow through on your Zeta at the end of the video.
Well, and then I said that. Then I'll finish this here. I said in the next video, when I had people say put it on, when I mean wait, they said put it on Wat Tambor, put it on Brood Alpha, and I said what's going to happen then, because I do not want to feel like I didn't follow through on a promise that I made, because this is going to happen when all of these characters
are cop-out. That's such a cop-out.
That I'm going to make another video.
No. You said that you were going to put a Zeta on the character. That implies one that you already have. No. Waiting for the next character is a cop-out. Why did you put that as an option?
Okay, I'm going to do something.
I don't want to do this, but give me advice, guys. No, put the Zeta on whoever has the most votes.
I think I'm going to put it on Karth. No, then I'm being a cop-out. God, this is so hard for me!
Peer pressure!
Yes!
I've got your back, guys.
Yes, Dagger is on your side. Oh, this is so agonizing right now.
Do it.
I just Zetaed Ahsoka. I just Zetaed her. I Zetaed her during Pad 1. Oh, no. It happened.
I'm sorry.
Dagger, you devil.
It should have been GK. I'm
God, why do you say that now?
Because I voted for B1 because I thought you already had Karth Zeta.
Hey, Dagger, let's do a video today. I want to get your input on this. End of the video. Zeta Ahsoka. Don't be a cop-out. Don't be a cop-out. Peer pressure given in, day wrecker.
You're welcome. Now you feel like me.
Yes.
See, this will teach you to not have me on when I've been drinking, right? Like, I think we learned a lesson here.
We have. I will still have you on because it does make great content. And by the way, I do love Ahsoka Tano as a character. She just has a Zeta on her now.
Is that indigestion? Or are you physically ill?
It's a gag reflex. Hey, you're right. I stuck to my word. It was the character I had that got the most votes. And part of me went, I'm just going to put it on Karth because that seems better. And
that's actually why I asked. I actually, when when you asked me to be honest, my goal, like my literal goal at the beginning, is I wanted you to Zeta a character at the end. And I was gonna press you into Zeta-ing whoever won.
Curse you. If I would say other words at the moment, but I'm trying to keep this PG. Well, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please literally smash the subscribe button, like the video, click the notification bell so you can be alerted to all videos that I post. By the way, I want you to leave.
Make sure you comment if you want me to keep giving him bad advice.
Okay, I was just going to say that. I want you to leave comments in the comment section, not only about me, about how you think Dagger is a bully, how he's a peer pressuring individual that ruins people's lives. I want that in the comment section. And there are going to be two sides to this coin. There's going to be, go Dagger, go! Have him on every episode. Have him do, have you Zeta like Rose Tico. And,
I wouldn't make you do that.
Thank you. At least
Full disclosure, I don't hate you. The Ahsoka Tano Zeta is actually useful.
It is actually useful, and I knew where you're coming from there. Even though the Karth one I still wanted to do, and I was like, "Well, Tom, I was gonna get a Zeta," and I'm like, "Oh my God, what did I just do?" But again, guys, leave comments in the comment section because having Dagger on is a blast because it's a much more relaxed atmosphere to me. I'm not following a script. We're just talking about what's going on, having a good time.
Make sure you hit the thumbs down button. Remember, it's the thumbs down button, not the thumbs up button.
Don't do that. Do the thumbs up. Although if this video gets more thumbs down than thumbs up, I will at least know you were paying attention and watched to the end of the video, and I wouldn't be frustrated. I would not be frustrated.
Thanks for having me on, buddy.
Yeah, no problem. And by the way, I am going to, for clickbait purposes, I am going to put Dagger makes me choose a Zeta in the title as well. So again, Dagger, thanks for coming on. I'll catch up with you later. Peace out, guys, and may the Force be with you.